Okay, for this video, we're going to talk about a group of organelles that work together to make proteins. Here we have the nucleus, we have the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or rough ER, the Golgi complex, and the ribosomes. Now, ribosomes can be found by themselves floating in the cytoplasm or attached here to the rough ER. The nucleus is often referred to as the brain of the cell because of what's inside of it. Inside the nucleus, there's the instructions on how to make all the different types of proteins that a cell needs. These instructions are contained in the DNA. In humans, we have 46 strands of DNA. Different organisms will have different amounts. Each strand of DNA contains thousands to hundreds of thousands of different codes for different types of proteins. One way that the nucleus controls the cell is to make the protein that's going to do the job that needs to be done to keep the cell running properly. Here are some different types of proteins and how they function inside the cell. Some function as hormonal proteins or chemical messages. They're structural proteins that give strength and support. We have contractile proteins that are in muscles that help to contract and relax the muscles. Antibodies that work with your immune system to fight invaders. Transport proteins that help move things in and out of the cell. Enzymes. Enzymes are very important. They do a lot of the work inside the cell. They break things down, or they might put things together, whatever the cell needs them to do. All these proteins will have different jobs. And there's many different types of these. So there's many different there's many different enzymes, and each enzyme will have a different job that it will do. So to make a protein, we have to copy the code. Now here, this is a section of the DNA that is one code. This is called a gene. The section of DNA that codes for a specific protein is called a gene. And the copy of a gene is called RNA. So this here is DNA is the whole strand. RNA is the copy of that specific gene. The RNA then can leave the nucleus and go find the ribosome to read it and make the protein. So here's a ribosome. Remember, these can be found in the cytoplasm or in the rough endoplasmic reticulum. They will read the RNA, and then here we have these little structures here that each are containing a piece of the protein. So these shapes represent pieces of protein, and then as the ribosome reads the RNA, it will tell them what order to put these pieces in. There's 20 different pieces of proteins inside of a cell. These pieces are called amino acids, and the ribosome's job is to assemble these in the right order based on the instructions in the RNA. So making a protein. We're going to go through the whole process of making a protein. We're going to go through it twice. Once for something that's going to stay in the cell, and that will be a protein made in the cytoplasm. And then we're going to go through it for a protein that's going to leave the cell. And we're going to say that this protein is going to be insulin. The job of insulin is it's a messenger protein that tells other cells that sugar is available in the blood and to open their sugar gate to let sugar inside. So let's see how this works. We got the nucleus. We're going to take a look inside of it. Inside the nucleus, we can see that there's the DNA. If we went inside, we'd see these little circles represent enzymes, and their specific job is to open up the section of DNA that they need at the time and to copy that gene. So let's look at one specifically. Here he goes. He's going to unzip the DNA or unravel it and copy. Oh,